Yo, what is going on, you guys? So today I'm bringing guys a brand new sports cards video. Now in today's video, I will be sharing my thoughts on the hobby right now. You know, all this crazy stuff has been happening, and I kind of just wanted to devote a video to debrief about everything happening. Now I am on StockX just to better show graphs and prices and all that. But with that, before we get into that, I do want to say, as you guys know, I do have my membership program. Now, I am at Sports Card Invest on Instagram, and my website is sportscardsinvest.com. Now, I basically share with you guys everything I'm buying, what prices I'm paying, when I'm selling, where to sell. Basically, you guys can ask any personal questions as well. So, basically, you guys can use me as a book, help you guys with investments. It is $6.99 for the month or $40 for the year. But if you go to my website and use code YouTube, you can get 10% off. So if you guys would like to go ahead, join me, and make some money with me, go ahead, check my website out. But without further ado, we're going to hop right into the video. So basically, I'm going to be talking about everything that's happened. So firstly, about 3 days ago or 4 days ago, Giannis Antetokounmpo actually posted on his Instagram story and TikTok about all of the cards he's been buying. So he basically shared his collection, and that same day, or I think the day before, Forbes actually created an article about the $1 million LeBron card that sold. I believe it was $1 million, or yeah, I think it was $1 million. So basically, sports cards has been getting a lot of press recently, and my personal belief is obviously the demand going through the roof is gonna uphold, and you know, as long as there are people getting into the hobby every day like there are right now, I do not see anything happening. You know, any decreases in most cards. Look at these graphs. So we have over here October about $70. And this was the big boom. So around beginning of March was when stuff really started to get real. And then obviously we had the pandemic, and then boom, we're back higher than what we ever were. And Luka's kind of like a base card to track. Obviously no one's really played games since, you know, obviously the coronavirus, so we don't really have too much data on, you know, how players have played or anything. So it's kind of just the market rolling and doing its thing. So that's been really exciting. And then today, actually yesterday, once this is uploaded, Gary Vee actually posted a new sports cards Instagram post. Now, every time he does this, prices seem to surge, not only on the cards he is buying, but on every single card, just because so many people get into the hobby because of him. He has 8.1 million following on Instagram, and you know, just a lot of people get into the hobby because of him and buy a lot of stuff he's buying, and then learn everything and buy other stuff. So usually his impact will last a couple months after his post, which I believe the next few months, you know, not only the things, first of all, this is insane right here. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys this Kevin Durant card. I have a bunch of Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, and I personally believe there were, you know, I don't really use anybody's, I guess, picks as, you know, my picks. It's mainly just, you know, to validate my thinking, and I already had a bunch of these, and they've literally skyrocketed from 400 10 days ago, and as simple as yesterday, 440, and then today all of a sudden the bid's at 550, and the lowest ask is 625. So if you just look at that graph right there, that's quite insane. Obviously last sale is 545, but prices are going to continue to go up over the next few days on him. And then obviously Booker has gone up a lot, which rightfully so. It's finally his time to go up, which I'm very happy about. Thanks Gary Vee, I guess. But yeah, just overall, just the demand that's coming in. Like, obviously I can do a lot of analysis, talk about, you know, pop reports, what companies are going to do. But at the end of the day, I believe if the demand is staying this hot, if the demand, especially with the NBA coming around, you know, if people left and right, you know, look, in the past week, we've had Giannis post something on his Instagram story. We've had a Forbes article, which has got a lot of people, and now a Gary Vee post. So if this continues to go, like say we get a rapper, or we get, you know, whoever it is, LeBron, Steph, one of these guys to post something real about sports cards, these prices will probably be cheaper than ever, honestly. And it seems high, and I really dislike when I guess people don't buy a card because they say, look, it's already gone up 400% since March. Look, just because you missed out doesn't mean you can't miss out on the second bump. There's definitely a lot of people during the pandemic time were very, oh, this is probably not going to work. This is going down. Oh, the stock market's going to crash, which it did. And the sports card market, it did take a little hit, but at the same time, it bounced back before the stock market. It bounced back stronger than ever. And that's simply because of the demand. Everyone's at home right now, first of all. And second of all, when the NBA does come back, I believe it's going to be even bigger because, as we saw with last year's playoffs, when there was none of this crazy hype, prices were still going pretty crazy during last year's playoffs. So, definitely, we're seeing cards go back, higher than they were before. We're seeing a lot of cards that went down going back up. Cards coming from the dead out of nowhere and just kind of skyrocketing. There is a few guys who I would say have gone down and might continue to. Obviously, guys like Jordan who kind of had their big moment. So, guys, I guess if Jordan's documentary brought him more press than ever. I would say obviously he had an amazing career, everything, but I believe now is a decent time to get in for Jordan. For long term, this is probably the best time you could get in for Jordan. But in terms of short term, old players right now aren't getting as much attention with the hype of the NBA playoffs coming through. It's more guys like Kawhi, obviously De'Aaron Fox, Donovan Mitchell, guys like that. Obviously LeBron and Giannis and all those guys getting a lot of press right now. But yeah, I just think overall the hobby is in an amazing place. There's so many influencers coming in, NBA players getting interested. Obviously, if you see these prices, if you see these graphs, look, if you see a Luka Doncic graph, there's no way that does not want you to put some money into sports cards. Like, plain and simple, if you're going out and seeing, stocks, you don't see stuff like this. In stocks, you don't see stuff like this. Investing in companies, it's very rare to see $70 to $700 10x in just less than a year, basically. So I really believe there's so much potential. This could be just the start. I believe it is just the start. It has come a long way, but at the same time, fads or trends don't last 5 to 6 months. They really, or it's probably been around 3 to 4 months in reality since the real spike in prices, probably end of February, beginning of March. It's been less than 4 months since the real spike in prices. So if we're being real, stuff doesn't last this short. I really believe, with the growing demand, with everything that's happening, with the NBA playoff hype, with, all these other outside sources bringing hype into the hobby, as long as we have these people, I do not believe the prices are going to go down. And I just really think, we're in a better spot than ever. This deserved a video for sure, especially with everything. This Kevin Durant card, the fact that we allow people to, I guess, have this much influence does say a lot, because a lot of people just trust. And with every single card, doing numbers, going up, it's hard to go wrong. Honestly, there's not many people I can name that you could have thrown $100 into, that you could have thrown $200 into 3 months ago and not be in a profit right now. And that's just, Tatum's another guy absolutely going crazy. The list goes on. The whole hobby is going crazy. And I believe that if, you haven't got in yet, now is still the time. With the NBA playoffs, there's always cards that still haven't gone up yet to where they should, such as Trae Young, De'Aaron Fox. I really believe, if Tatum is $500, De'Aaron Fox or Trae Young should not be $220, right? If Tatum is $500, I say, Trae should be $400 to $500 as well. 30 point per game scorer. He's gonna eventually break out and have, start winning eventually. He's still so young. There's just so much potential. You don't have to look at the cards that have already gone up so much. Even though I love Luka and I think he will continue to go up. In terms of percentage-wise to make the most money, I would go with the guys who haven't quite gone up yet. And I still believe that the amount of opportunity in the hobby is going to keep the hobby hot. And that's really my belief. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below of everything going on. Gary V, Giannis, Forbes, all this press starting to cover sports cards. I can't tell you how many articles have come out about sports cards. So it's just quite a crazy time to be in the hobby. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Once again, if you guys want to make some money with me, if you guys want to come along my journey and make some profit with me, go ahead, click the link below. Head to my website. Let me know if you guys, have any questions about my membership, have any personal questions about cards you want to sell, buy. I'm happy to do all that for you guys. Other than that, I hope you guys did enjoy, and I'm out. Peace.